Hey everyone, welcome back to the Poplar Report. I am coming to you from Kenya. There is a lot happening over in the United States that we'd like to cover, particularly out in California. There is a atmospheric river coming to dump more rain and melt a whole bunch of snow, and at higher altitudes actually dump a whole heck of a lot more snow on top of what is out there. If you've been following the news at all, there has been just a catastrophic series of events that have been happening over in California. We're going to get you some firsthand accounts here of kind of what it's like over there right now, what it's been like the last bit here, but we're also going to be talking about what this atmospheric river is going to be doing in the near term. Let's start off with what's coming their way. Unfortunately, this atmospheric river is coming up from the south, so it is going to be bringing warmer air, but it's looking at dumping 2 to 7 inches of more of rain, and this is going to start Thursday, and it's going to continue for a number of days. So the 2 to 7 inches is going to happen in the first bit, but how much total are they going to get? And then the bigger issue is going to be at higher elevations above 5,000 feet. That's all going to be snow. We're going to have a foot or more on top of the snow that we already have. That's going to be landing on top of all the folks that are in crisis mode up in the mountains. If you are in the lower mountains, under 5,000 feet, because this is going to be warmer air, it's going to cause a catastrophic melting of snow. So the lower elevations that have a lot of snow, this hot air is going to come in and it's going to start melting the snow as well as dumping rain on top of it, which that's a recipe for massive flooding. So we're going to see a lot more flooding in the lower areas, and we're going to see more snow dumped on top of folks up in the higher elevations. Just so you can kind of get an idea. Now, if you're in the camp that's basically saying along the lines of, I don't see what this big deal is about the snow, all they have to do is just kind of wait it out. But I'm going to walk you through some of the things that have been happening up in the higher elevations that these people are kind of dealing with. That is not just hunker down, eat your food out of your cans, eat your food out of your MREs or whatever. A lot of us could hunker down in our homes, but there's some of these things that you need to hear as well. Gas mains and houses are exploding because intakes are covered. That's a big, serious issue. I mean, even if your home is relatively self-sufficient, if your house kind of explodes while you're in it, or your neighbor's houses explode, or at the very least, your gas lines get shut down, suddenly you're in crisis mode of trying to heat your home. A lot of us are fairly well prepared for heating our homes, but the issue there too is, of course, gas mains exploding is serious problem. Air intakes being covered is kind of one of the causes for that, but also temperature changes and just the demand out there for all that gas is putting a lot of strain on a lot of the systems over there. All internet, phone, and cell phone lines are down. So we're not even hearing and we're not even getting all that's going on in these places because a lot of the internet and the phones are down. We're not getting the flood of videos that we would from other disasters, and that doesn't make it any less real. It just means that that's why the communication's not coming. Internet, phone, and cell phone, if you have an emergency, a medical emergency, you cannot evacuate because you can't get out, and you cannot call for help. This is a very, very big deal, especially for those who are more vulnerable. This is not just a simple, hey, just stay in your home and stay warm kind of thing. Roofs are collapsing. That's right, folks. If people aren't getting up on top of their roofs to clear the snow off of, which is a massive undertaking in and of itself, again, if your house collapses, it's all good that you have food in your home. It's all good that you have a way of keeping yourself warm. But if your roof collapses, you have a serious problem. And then you pick up the phone to try to call out and call for help, call your buddies, call your church, call somebody to try to get help. And you can't actually make the call because the cell phone towers are down. Remember, cell phone towers they rely on generator backups, and those generator backups fail after a few days if they haven't been refueled. And the telecom companies can't get out to these generators to do maintenance and to get them refueled. So roofs collapsing. Also, people that have been able to get out to go get supplies are not being allowed to return. What happens if the parent of the family goes out to go get supplies, and once they've left to go get supplies and come back, they are then being blocked from actually being allowed to return. This is with the National Guard deployed and everything like that. The rules are in place that you can't go back up in there. And if you're not allowed to go back up in there, what if you left people who are vulnerable back there? What if you're going to buy supplies so that you could go help someone's roof who has collapsed? You now have the supplies, but you can't get back there to help them. You can't get back in to deliver food supplies to elderly or single mothers or people that really need the assistance. The assistance is not able to get there because of these rules of not being allowed to get in. And of course, all these private companies, volunteers, they're not allowed to come in either because it's too dangerous. That's what they're being told as well. So they're not getting assistance from church groups and local volunteer organizations, disaster relief organizations. They can't get in there because they're not being allowed to go in there. So this is kind of the situation that is burning over there. This is a devastating situation, even if for the people that things are going well for. They're hunkered down, they're doing okay, they got their food, they got their heat, all that kind of stuff like that. They're doing all right. The problem is, what happens if something goes wrong? What happens when the snow starts to melt and that water starts coming into their house? Are they going to be able to call for help? Are they going to be able to get assistance? And the answer is, it's going to be very difficult, if impossible. And we need to get those organizations in there that can actually help. The National Guard, the state is doing stuff with the roads. A lot of these places are still snowed in, so they aren't able to do these things. So hopefully things are going to start changing for the better, but this news of this atmospheric river about to dump more snow on top of them, on top of everything else, on top of the roads that have just been cleared in some places, places where the roads haven't yet been cleared, this is going to make things even worse. Of course, when snow is up over a snowplow and you plow into it, it just, you're just moving it up and over onto the truck and then, off the back of the truck. It doesn't really help at all because you're not actually shifting that snow to someplace useful. So the challenges of clearing the snowfall and clearing this disaster is monumental. What we need is some warm weather, and we need some warm weather. That's what they need down there. And this warm air is going to be coming up, and it's going to give some assistance to some people, but it's going to be a mixed blessing because it's going to be a whole lot of snow, a whole lot of rain, and a whole lot of melting snow that's going to cause secondary disasters out there. Keep these people in your prayers. If you have disaster relief organizations that you'd like to partner with financially or volunteering, you might want to be ready to assist them to get them the assistance they need down in California. All right, folks, wanted to bring that to you. Over on the Bible channel, there will be some updates on what's been going on here. We got to get some stuff edited, and we're still in the field right now. So a lot of craziness happening, trying to get from here to there. A lot of exciting things. If you found this video to be useful or helpful, you might want to check out this other video from me right over here. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you later. Steve Poplar, out.